Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Recap session of what?
Recap, yes,
Inclusive. Yesterday, Saturday.
Yesterday's session. A day before yesterday's.
Yeah. Now, what is the thing we have discussed on Saturday?
Barriers, ma'am. Attitude barrier. Physical barrier,
curriculum.
sectional barrier.
See, when they ask you the barriers,
language
na?
communication.
Yeah. When they ask you the barriers, na, the first and foremost thing, the major one would be the attitudinal, physical, and the instructional. And again, the few more barriers. It includes curriculum, teachers, language and communication, socio-economic conditions, and funding as well.
Yes, ma'am.
This is what we had discussed. Yes. And we have two more. Bhagya, your kids. Okay. When it comes to the next one, or the next barrier, apart from curriculum, teachers, language and communications, socio-economic conditions and funding, the next one is the organization of the education system. See, what happens is that giving all the facilities, giving all the opportunities to the students, it is one side of the coin. The other side of the coin would be that running the institution, how to organize, the organization of the education system. See, what happens is that generally most of the institutions, they don't run the institutions in a well-mannered way. Well-mannered is nothing but the planning. So not only they plan well, most of the institutions, their planning is not up to the mark and they are not updated with the latest developments and in the field of science and technology or in the field of education or what all the changes that are required. So generally, see, what happens is that you might have come across, now you could see that in and around your house there may be a number of schools, but every school differs from, every school is unique in maintaining or in running an institution. So what happens is that the education system is plays a very important role, and the organization is nothing but whatever the plan you do, whatever the planning you have towards running the institution, the execution and all, it has to be updated and you have to maintain all the things in a proper way. Then only the education system will be successful. So, see, what happens is that sometimes I'm not talking about the normal schools, I'm talking about the inclusive schools. So education system, see, in inclusive schools, as I have already discussed, that they will not, few schools are not updated with all the facilities and the opportunities to the disabled children. And let me tell you, few schools, the organization, the management or the school will be in such a way that they will not come to know how many students with special needs have been included and how many have been excluded, and what all the facilities and the opportunities that are being given to the students who are at present in the school, and how many students left the school with with not having the proper guidance and all. See here, when I'm talking about the inclusive schools, when I'm talking about the organization of the education system, it is the duty of the management to look into all the areas. See, not only giving the facilities, opportunities, and giving all the changing of the infrastructure, the facilities that have to be given to the disabled children, but also they should have a clear-cut idea how many students with special needs are there in this school, how many have left, how many have been included, and whether the students who are at present in the school, are they getting all the facilities or not. So generally, this is what actually organization of the education system is nothing but here. The system runs in such a manner that most of the managements, they will not have a clear-cut idea how many students have left, how many students have been included, how many students left in the middle, how many students have, are there without getting any facilities. So it is a duty of the management to see that every child will get all the facilities and the opportunities in an inclusive school. So Generally, all these lag behind. So this is also barrier. Barrier is nothing but, see, only now you might have come across, in few schools we have a computer lab, in few schools we have a yoga room, in few schools we have the English lab, but only naam ke vaste we have all those things. Only naam ke vaste to show to the people that we have all these things. We have library, but hardly students visit library. They don't allow students to even attend visit library, or they don't even allow students to take the books from the library. So what happens is that having all those things in the school will not make any sense. In case of only if the students they make use of all the facilities that are being provided in the school, then it makes some sense. So inclusive schools also, only if they provide all the facilities and opportunities, it will not make it a successful run. They have to see that every child will get the proper facilities, okay, what he or she is, requires. So this is what actually the system of inclusive school, it has to run on this basis. Just by giving the facilities, but just by providing all the opportunities will have a successful teaching learning process in an inclusive schools. You have to see that whether all the facilities that have been provided in the school and the opportunities are being given to each and every child, whether each and every child is able to take the advantage of all the facilities and the opportunities. Then it is called as a successful inclusive school. But generally we say that in most of the inclusive schools, the management will not have any idea regarding the number of students with special needs, how many students have been included, how many students have been excluded, and the students who are present in the class, whether they are getting all the facilities or not. So this is one of the major barriers in inclusive schools. Did you follow that? What happened?
Yes, ma'am, follow.
Yes, sir. Followed.
Okay. And let me tell you, sometimes the students, those who are inside the classroom or inside the school, will have certain facilities. But once there is no support available for those learners who are outside the system. See, existing provision after primary school is inadequate to meet the needs. So generally, what happens is that in inclusive schools, when it comes to the primary schools, facilities are given in plenty. But when it class are done. So this is the thing actually. So this is the organization of the education system. See, the next one is the policy and programs. Generally what happens is that what we are discussing are the hurdles, obstacles, or the barriers. See, there are few policymakers who do not understand neither they understand nor accept the concept of inclusive education. And the students, the people who are in the system, education system, and who doesn't have the idea regarding the policies and the programs that are related to the inclusive education, that is children with special needs, what sort of policies are meant for the children with special needs, what sort of programs will be arranged for such children, and what is the thing that what are the aids that we are going to get from the government, and what sort of the other infrastructure what we are supposed to do for the benefit of the children with special needs. If such people are there, then those people themselves are the barriers to inclusive education. Understood? Artham Kalida, please.
Ma'am, can you repeat once again, ma'am?
Here what happens is that now, if you normal school principal himself is not aware of the what is the rules and the regulation. If he doesn't have an idea how to run the school, what sort of policies are there meant for the school? Okay, what is the procedure? How to execute certain programs and all. If he doesn't have an idea, if he doesn't know how to approach, okay, if he is not able to manage things, then he himself will be a big hurdle for the success of the school. See, for that, they say, wow, that principal is very good. He knows, principal is very good. He is very strict. He has certain rules and regulations. So he go according to it. He stick to it. For that purpose, the school is having good reputation. So generally we say all these things or not. Generally when you happen to talk about a school, isn't it? In this, the teacher is very good, the teacher manages the class well, and see, everyone has the opinion. So in the same manner, in case if the now what happened in this particular subject, the most of the students have not scored well, or most of the students have failed. Then what will you say? That the teacher, she herself did not actually have an idea regarding what is that, how the students are doing or where the students are going wrong. So generally we pinpoint at the teacher or we pinpoint at the management if you see that the most of the students are lagging behind and most of the students have failed. So in the same manner, in an inclusive school, if the people who are running the school or people who are managing the school, if they themselves do not have an idea regarding the policy and the programs that are related to the children with special needs, then they are considered to be the barrier for inclusive education. అర్థమైందా దీప్తి?
Yes, ma'am.
ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇంక్లూజివ్ అర్థం కాలేదనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఇంక్లూజివ్ అర్థం కాలేదంటే పెద్ద ఇష్యూ కాదు. ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎనీ అదర్ సబ్జెక్ట్, if there is some other thing, if you do not understand, most of the students, if they don't understand a particular subject, so generally what happens, the impact would be either on the teacher or on the institution. The teacher is not good, the principal is not maintaining the class, maintaining the school, he does not have the proper planning, timetable and all these things. In the same manner, if an inclusive school, in case the person who is running the inclusive school or who is managing the inclusive school, if he is not aware of the policy and the programs that are related to the inclusive children, then he himself will be considered as the barrier. So that is the policies and the programs. See, you might have come across, generally what happens in most, see, inclusive only not only in India, wherever you go you have this. So generally what happens, in few countries, here we don't.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking, ma'am.
My voice is breaking. One second. Thank you, sir. Your voice break after that. It has to be somebody that way. Now is it clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Is it clear now? Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am, it's clear now.
Okay, fine. See, in some countries you might have come across, there are policies that declare there are policies which gives the power to the authorities to declare certain children as uneducatable. అంటే ఏంటి, వీళ్ళని మనము చదివించలేము. So generally, see, they come to the conclusion and they have the authority. In few countries, the people who are running the inclusive schools, when they do the survey, okay, when they study the child, okay, they even have the authority to declare that such students who cannot be taught, where education is highly impossible, they are declared, even they have the authority, the school people have the authority to declare such students where education is highly impossible as uneducatable. అంటే ఏంటి, వీళ్ళను మనము ఎంత కష్టపడినా, ఎంత ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ ట్రై వాట్ ఇస్ దట్ యువర్ బెస్ట్, యూ కెనాట్ ఎడ్యుకేట్ దీస్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, చిల్డ్రన్ విత్ సివియర్ డిసెబిలిటీ, వేర్ ద ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ giving education is highly impossible. In such cases, in most of the countries, such students are declared as uneducatable. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Generally, it happens to the students who have highly intellectual or సివియర్ ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ డిసెబిలిటీ. అంటే ఏంటి, వాళ్ళకి ఏమీ అర్థం కాదు, ఏమి చెప్పినా అర్థం కాదు, ఎంత చెప్పినా అర్థం కాదు. అలాంటప్పుడు ఆ స్టూడెంట్స్ ని వీళ్ళను చదివించలేము. These students come under the category uneducatable. So even the school people have the authority to declare them as uneducatable, looking into their severe intellectual disability. Okay, but see what happens in few countries. It is they have a pattern like this, that only students with mild disabilities are being allowed to the schools, whereas children with highly severe intellectual disability, they are not giving education because they are considered as uneducatable. And in few countries it is the education of some specific groups of learners might be the responsibility of another authority than the ministry. See what happens here. What happens in some few countries, the inclusive schools are run by the other institutions or other department rather than the Ministry of Education. Very often that this leads to a situation where these learners are not expected to participate in mainstream education, and consequently they do not have equal opportunities for further education or employment. So generally what happens is that in few మన దగ్గర ఏంటంటే, మన ఇంక్లూజివ్ స్కూల్స్ అంటే we give every facility, we give every opportunity to be a part and parcel of all the activities that takes place in the schools. That takes place in case of the normal students. The same thing will be given for the chance will be given for the children with disability, okay, or differently abled children. Okay, so normally we give them all the facilities, we give them all the opportunities, we give them all the scope. Okay, this is one type of category. In few countries they will not be educated and they are declared as uneducatable. In few countries it is done like this. And in few countries what happens is that such schools are run by the other authorities, which is not the Ministry of Education, and you see that they will not be included in the mainstream and they will not be given equal opportunities like the normal children. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
ఇక్కడ నేను barriers అంటే I'm talking about the hurdles. Let me tell you what all I have discussed. How does it come under the barriers? Because let me tell you, నేను ఇక్కడ barriers అన్నా, obstacles అన్నా, hindrance అన్నా, కొన్ని కంట్రీస్ లో few students ని uneducatable అంటున్నారు. కొన్ని కంట్రీస్ లో ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, వాళ్ళని సెపరేట్ గా that inclusive schools are run by some other authorities, and what they do, they generally don't allow these children to join with the mainstream, and they don't give all the opportunities and the facilities that are given to the normal students. So what happens, and again that is a barrier for them. And then ikkada what I am discussing about the hurdles that takes place in case of the inclusive education. So we have discussed organization of the education system. Organization ela undali, it should be వాళ్ళకి ఏంటి, ఎలా they should know what facilities, what all the ఏవేవి programs ఉండాలి, ఏవేవి policies ఉండాలి, ఏవేవి అవన్నీ వాళ్ళకి ఐడియా ఉండి system ఎలా ఉండాలి. The person who is running the inclusive school should have complete idea regarding the disabled children, their category, their severity, okay, their disability, everything. He should have an idea how many students are included, how many students are excluded. At the end of the day, what all the facilities or opportunities are being given to them. If he doesn't know, the person who is running the organization, if he doesn't know, then he is considered as a barrier. Then the policies and the programs I said, few countries what we have discussed just now. Few countries uneducatable they say, few countries what they do, they treat them completely different. They don't allow them to mingle with the normal students. So there is no equality of the opportunities and the facilities given to the normal children will not be given to the children with disability. So that becomes a barrier. So this is what actually these are the barriers in case of the inclusive education. Followed?
మ్యామ్ అన్ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ అని ఈ డిసేబుల్డ్ పీపుల్ ని అంటారా?
వీళ్ళని మనం చదివించలేము, వీళ్ళింతే అని వదిలేస్తారు వాళ్ళని. ఎక్కడ సివియర్ ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ డిసబిలిటీ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు అంటే చూడమ్మా, అంటే మీరు ఇప్పుడు కమ్ అక్రాస్ మనలోనే ఇండియాలోనే కొంతమంది పేరెంట్స్ ఏంటంటే పిల్లల్ని చూసి ఒక రకంగా యూ మట్ హావ్ సీన్ లెట్ మీ టెల్ యూ, ఇంట్లో డిసేబుల్డ్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఉన్నారనుకోండి, డిసేబుల్డ్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఉన్నారనుకోండి, సో వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్ ఇస్ దట్ అది ద పేరెంట్స్ విల్ నాట్ ఫీల్ బర్డన్, but at the end of the day, as the child grows, so what happens, the parents వాళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే ఒక రకంగా ఆ డిసెబిలిటీని చూసి the you might the what is that, the parents feel very bad looking at the disabled child as he or she grows. Come on, tell me why. It is out of the textbook, Baba. No, don't think everything from the textbook. మీరు ఇంటి చుట్టూ, మీ ఇంట్లో అనటం లేదు, మీ ఇంటి చుట్టూ ఎవరైనా మీరు డిసేబుల్డ్ అమ్మాయిని కానీ అబ్బాయిని కానీ చూసారంటే, if at all you happen to come across the child who is disabled, now just you have to look at the what is that pathetic condition of parents. The parents, without feeling burden, they look after the child very well, but as the child grows, the tension mounts on the parents. Come on, tell me why.
Yes ma'am, because వాళ్ళు they are not included with normal children. అంటే అందరిలాగా వీళ్ళు లేరే అని బాధపడుతూనే ఉంటారు. బరువు అనుకోకపోయినా ఆ బాధ అనేది ఎప్పటికి ఉంటది.
అదొకటి. See, one more thing, as the child grows, the tension mounts on parents, because after we pass away, what will be the condition of the child?
Yes
ma'am. Who will look after the needs and the necessities of the child? Generally this is what is ఇది అంటే డిసేబుల్డ్ చైల్డ్ చూసినప్పుడు, డిసేబుల్డ్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఆ మూమెంట్ లో ఏముండదు, బట్ యాజ్ ద చైల్డ్ గ్రోస్, ఇన్ కేస్ ఇఫ్ హీ ఈస్ వెరీ డిపెండెంట్, దెన్ the parents, they look after the child well, but after that the child, whoever is disabled, he has to face many consequences because of his disability. Okay, then ikkada em antunna,
as they grow,
yeah, as they grow,
they fully depend upon their parents, ma'am. If the severity is more, they fully depend upon the parents, so parents feel like what is the alternative for them. They can't find a maid, nor they can tie up with other person.
See, it all depends upon in case if you are financially good, you can put a maid. If you are okay, it all depends upon the situation and the disability of the child. But one thing is there, disability severe ఉన్నప్పుడు మాత్రం చాలా కష్టం, చాలా అంటే చాలా కష్టం. I have seen one girl who was so beautiful, by looking at, she was mentally upset in the sense I am mentally retarded అనుకోండి. And let me tell you, she was so beautiful that looking at her beauty, no one could say that she is mentally disturbed. And నీట్ గా రెడీ అయ్యి, అండ్ సి జనరల్లీ మీరు ఎవరు కొంచెం మనం మాట్లాడే తీరే వేరే ఉంటే పిచ్చా అంటాం, మనం ఆర్ యు మ్యాడ్ అంటాం. కానీ ఆ అమ్మాయిని చూస్తే మాత్రం షీ వాస్ సో క్యూట్, షీ వాస్ సో ప్రిటీ దట్ నో వన్ కుడ్ మేక్ అవుట్ దట్ రియల్లీ షీ ఈజ్, చెప్పే వరకు నో వన్ కుడ్ మేక్ అవుట్ దట్ షీ ఈజ్ మెంటల్లీ, అంటే కొంచెం మెంటల్ డిస్టర్బ్ ఉంటుందని. సో ద అదర్ డే వెన్ అంటే దిస్ ఇస్ అ లాంగ్ బ్యాక్, the other day when we happened to go to that particular place, when I was about to talk to her, then my aunt told, don't talk to her, because once you talk to her, immediately she smiles, and afterwards she start telling all the dirty words, this, that and all, Telugulo unde anni this that. So and even after this what happened, severity ente ante vachina vallu poye vallandariki na hello anakonda, hello baagunnava amma ante, she used to come, she used to ban the particular person. So what the parents will do, literally she was made to be within the four walls. She was forced to stay within the four walls, because she started shouting, she started banging, she started literally hitting whoever is passing by. So there is no other alternate. The parents, they have to bear. See, and ikkada emoutunante, you cannot help the, and normal ga unnappudu em kada ammayini chuste no one would say that she is mentally disturbed. But once appudu entante that attack and kaadu gaani, she used to have this, and suddenly someone, she speaks in a very soft way, but in case suddenly if something happens, she starts shouting, she starts screaming, she starts banging, and she starts uttering all the dirty words. So you cannot control. So అందుకని పేరెంట్స్ ఏం చేస్తారు, ఆమె ఒక రూమ్ లో పెట్టేసి, literally if they are going out, they used to lock the door and they used to go. సో మనం మనం సివియారిటీ అనేది మనం వీ కెనాట్ సే ఎంత వరకు అనేది, బికాస్ వీ డోంట్ సే యాక్చువల్లీ టు వాట్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ ద సివియారిటీ ఈజ్. సో ఇప్పుడు ఫ్యూ కంట్రీస్ లో ఏం చేశారు, పిల్లలు అస్సలు వాళ్ళకి ఏం చెప్పినా అర్థం కాకపోతే వాళ్ళని ఏం చేశారు, దే హ్యావ్ ఎవ్రీ రైట్. మన కంట్రీలో అలా లేదు. మన కంట్రీలో వీ నో యూ కెనాట్ కమ్ గివ్ వాట్ ఈస్ దట్, you don't have the authority to declare that a child is uneducatable. It's your duty. It's your duty to give education, and it is his right to receive education. You have no right to declare that he is uneducatable. And in few countries, there are certain policies and the programs which can declare the students with severe intellectual disability as uneducatable. Okay, so అది కూడా ఒక barrier. Inclusive లో that is also one of the barriers because of these policies and the programs. Did you understand? Actually నేను ఇక్కడ నేను ఏం చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాను అనేది మీకు అర్థమైందా?
Yes, ma'am, we got it, ma'am.
Okay. Now let me tell you, as a teacher, generally మనం ఏంటంటే అబ్బా, he is disabled, he is handicapped, he is impairment, please. Generally we often make use of, కానీ ఈ వర్డ్స్ యూస్ చేసేటప్పుడు you have to be, see, generally professionals they make use of this, but whenever you happen to come across such words, you should have an idea actually what does it mean. All the three words generally we commonly use it, hearing impaired, then disabled, then handicapped. So you could see that there is a difference. Impairment is nothing but generally what happens is, impairment ఇప్పుడు hearing impaired అంటాం అంటే ఏంటి, some of the tissues have been damaged. Some of the అంటే ఏంటి, అది కొన్ని ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే కొంతమందికి చెవుడు ఉంటుంది, కొంతమందికి ఏంటి బికాస్ ఆఫ్ సమ్ రీజన్స్ వాళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే దే మే నాట్ హ్యావ్ దట్ వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ హియరింగ్ కెపాసిటీ, ఇట్ మైట్ నాట్ బి దట్ క్లియర్. సో there is you could see that there is some damage in the tissues. Okay, it can be measured and cured, and it does not impose obstacles to a large extent with any of the social and the vocational pursuits of the individual. Impairment is nothing but it's a temporary one which a person acquires because of the damage of the tissues. Did you understand? By knowing the limitations the impairment may impose, a person can take call measures to compensate or even to ignore it for this. You might have seen కొంతమంది చెవుడు అంటారు, చెవుడు వచ్చింది అంటారు అంటారా లేదా? అంటే ఇప్పుడు కంప్లీట్లీ డెఫ్ కాదు, కొంచెమే వినిపిస్తుంది కొంతమందికి, అది పార్షియలీ డెఫ్. ఓకే, యూ టెల్ మీ వాట్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్లీ డెఫ్ and what is partially deaf? అంటే partially deaf అంటే to some extent it is considered as hearing impairment. Impairment is nothing but that it is a damage done to the tissues, and which is a temporary one, and which by knowing the reason or knowing the percentage of the impairment, the person, the other person, he can interact with the person. కొంతమందికి ఏంటంటే కంప్లీట్లీ వినిపించదు, అది కంప్లీట్లీ అది డెఫ్ డమ్ము ఆ కేటగిరీలో వస్తారు. కొంతమందికి ఏంటంటే గట్టిగా మాట్లాడాలి, కొంతమందికి అదేంటి వినిపించదు అంటారు. సో వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్ as the age grows, the person will not be in a position to hear clearly. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think that he is a completely deaf? No, that is impairment. Impairment is nothing but as the age grows, the tissues little bit they are being damaged, and because of that the capacity to hear clearly of that person will be reduced. So appudu meer em cheyalante, either you have to repeat the thing twice, or you have to speak very slowly according to the needs of the particular person. So that is called as impairment. Impairment is nothing but the person will not be a damage done to the tissues, and because of that the person may not be, to some extent the person may not be able to do the work in a normal way. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
మీరు నేను చెప్పాను కదా, ఇప్పుడు 60-70 years వచ్చిన తర్వాత చెవులు వినిపించవు అంటే అదేంటి, మనం he has become deaf అంటామా?
partially impaired.
Impairment.
As the age grows,
Is there any guarantee to be cured?
yeah, by now nowadays you have got machines to have the additional one. Curing అనేది ఉండనే ఉండదు. Curing
tissues are getting damaged, no ma'am. How can we redevelop tissues?
What is that? Just now? Tissues are being damaged?
So we cannot reconstruct them when they are in the old age, no ma'am. So we will use equipment for that to get.
That's what I said. See, andukani that is impairment, because that is not gradually over the period because of the age. In case if the tissues gets damaged, then the person will not be able to hear clearly. So at that time, so adi entante that is called as impairment because of the damage to the tissues. Edaina undachu. Okay, over the that is impairment ఏంటంటే టెంపరరీ. మీరు అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? Either you have to give us a supplement to the person in order to hear clearly, or according to his, కొంతమందికి ఏంటంటే గట్టిగా మాట్లాడితేనే అర్థమవుతుంది. కొంతమందికి ఏంటంటే you have to the pace should be slow. సారీ, పేస్ అంటే ఏంటి? మీరు ఫాస్ట్ గా మాట్లాడితే వాళ్ళకి అర్థం కాదు. కొంచెం స్లోగా మాట్లాడితే వాళ్ళు లిప్ మూవ్మెంట్ తో అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు జనరలీ. సో ఎవరికి ఇంపైర్మెంట్ ఉంటుందో he doesn't have to suffer to that extent as the person who is having the disability. Compared to the person who is having disability, impairment అనేది ఏంటంటే ఎప్పుడో అది టిష్యూస్ డ్యామేజ్ అవ్వడం వల్ల వచ్చింది. అది కంప్లీట్లీ కాదు, అక్కడ కంప్లీట్లీ చెవుడు అని ఉండదు. ఏంటంటే కొంత పర్సంటేజ్ ఏంటంటే he may not be 100% నార్మల్, బట్ he'll be some 75% he'll be normal. ఆ 25% అనేది ఏంటంటే the person has to adjust, and the other person who is talking to him, looking at his impairment, he has to adjust. So the 75% 25% damage aina, he can lead a normal life. Who can lead a normal life? A person whose tissues have been damaged and who is able to hear 75% clearly, and the remaining 25% he can adjust. Okay, looking into the lip movements or just by knowing what and the context ఏంటంటే easily he can catch the point. Follow, that is called as impairment.
Due to accident also it happens, no ma'am. Hearing or seeing.
Yes. Damage. Tissue అనేది ఏదైనా డ్యామేజ్ అవ్వచ్చు. Anything. So because of the consequences, what happens? That is called as impairment. Complete damage అయితే అది disabled అనుకుంటాం. Only to some extent, if it damages, only to some extent if the tissues get damaged, it is called as impairment. Accident ఉండొచ్చు, ఏదైనా ఉండొచ్చు. అంటారు కదా ఎక్కువ చెవు, in case what happens? If you use continuously phones, radiation, then the tissues will be damaged. This is nothing but after a few years you will not be able to hear properly. This is what, and then this is a gradual, this is not right from the birth, gradual things when takes place over the period, over the age, when the parts in our body gets damaged, then that is called as impairment. Okay, it's not, which is not completely damaged to some extent. Followed, what is impairment?
Yes ma'am.
మీరు చూసారా, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్ దే యూజ్ ఎక్స్ట్రా ఎక్విప్మెంట్ టు హియర్ క్లియర్లీ. దాంట్లో ఏంటంటే యూ హ్యావ్ దట్ టు మెజర్ టు వాట్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ హీ హ్యాస్ ద డెఫ్నెస్ అని. అంటే డెఫ్నెస్ అంటే డ్యామేజ్ టిష్యూస్ ఎంతవరకు డ్యామేజ్ అయ్యిందని. ఇప్పుడు మీరు లెంత్ ఆఫ్ పర్టికులర్ థింగ్, బ్రెడ్త్ ఆఫ్ ఎ పర్టికులర్ థింగ్ ఎలా మెజర్ చేస్తారో, టు వాట్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ ద పర్సన్ హ్యాస్ లాస్ట్ హిస్ టిష్యూ, అంటే to what extent the tissues have been damaged in a person, even that can be measured, and based on that the equipment will be given to him. No, అర్థం కాలేదా?
Yes ma'am, అర్థమైంది.
అది okay. Disability,
madam.
Okay, disability means the permanent loss of the functions of the particular organ to the extent that the individual cannot fully enjoy, participate in the social and the vocational pursuits. But this condition does not prevent the individual from overcoming his disability condition and from using his or her skills to the optimum level possible. When the ability aspect, see, you might have seen blind people singing, who is that Baba? That lady, I don't know. Evaru kaalu poyindi, handicapped. She has lost both of her legs. Like we have Natya Mayuri. No, the other lady actually, I don't know. Kaalu levu kani she was climbing something. I heard about it. I don't have a complete clear picture regarding that lady. Ante enti disability is nothing but you don't complete what is that loss of the function of a particular organ to the extent that the individual cannot fully participate in the social and vocational pursuits. Completely blind, completely deaf, completely dumb, okay, completely mentally.
We can't come back to the
normal
functioning of the organ.
Okay, that particular organ cannot be actually because of that they will not be able to take part in the social activities. But let me tell you, people who are completely disabled, okay, with having severe disability, but if they make use of their skills, if they make use of their hidden talents, if they give exposure to their hidden talents, let me tell you, even when the ability aspect of the individual is focused, the disability disappears to a large extent. Ante enti evaraina disabled children or disabled people, if the feeling of the disability goes, then they can lead a normal life. When the feeling of the disability in a particular person vanishes, when he or she tries to do one or the other activity related to the skills. Ante enti nenem cheppanu, generally what I mean to say is that children with special needs or disabled children, if they focus on some other things, if they make use of their skills and their hidden talents, then the disability in them disappears.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Instead of just always making them feel that you are disabled, you can't do anything, you are good for nothing, instead of inculcating this feeling among those children, if we encourage them, if we motivate them, and if we give exposure towards the skills what they have, then when they get such exposure and when they make use of all the skills, okay, that are present in them, then the disability in them will disappear. That is called as disability. Impairment ante it's a temporary one which happens because of the damage of the tissues. Disability is nothing but the permanent loss and the permanent dysfunctioning of an organ in the body. And because of that, the persons will not be able to take part in the social activities. But if they come out with their skills and the talents, then the disability in them disappears. Followed. That is called as disability. And handicap. Generally what happens? Handicap is made, not acquired. మనము హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అనే వర్డ్ చాలా యూస్ చేస్తాం. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, discrimination on the basis of disability leads to the handicapping condition. ఇప్పుడు చూడండమ్మా, ఇప్పుడు కొంతమంది in a classroom, if I discriminate between the normal and the disabled children, okay, so what happens is that, I knowing the situation, and in case if I give an activities which where the disabled children cannot take part, or that is where the disabled children or children with special needs cannot be a part of that particular activity, then that is nothing but the handicap situation. అంటే ఏంటి, వాళ్ళు చేయాలనుకున్న వాళ్ళ డిసెబిలిటీతో కానీ వాళ్ళలో వాళ్ళ whatever the disability they have, and because of that they cannot take part in the activity which has been given by the teacher. So that is nothing but the handicap situation. And for example, let me tell you, if I give you this example, you will be, the disability surrounded by distressing environment makes a person handicapped. You people come to me. One of you will come to me. Ma'am, okay, for example, ఏదో ఒకటి డొనేషన్ అడగడానికో ఏదో ఒకటి మీరు ఉంటుంది. See, I have good amount and I personally am very much interested to donate few amount towards a particular organization or whatever it may be. See, but what happens is that my family will not, somehow my family members are not interested in doing all these things. So at times what happens is that even though if I want to spend some amount towards the organization, and because of the family pressure, if they don't allow me to spend the amount, then I am in a handicap situation. అంటే ఏంటి, తెలుగులో సింపుల్ గా చెప్పాలంటే, మనం చెయ్యాలనుకున్నా in case manam cheyalekapothe, if you want to do something but still because of the situation and because of the environment, if you are unable to do a particular thing, then you say that I am handicapped. No, you did not understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Helpless situation.
Understood, ma'am.
Ante ippudu see, now what happens is that okay, fine. ఇప్పుడు మీరు మనం ఏదో ఒక ఈవెంట్ లో ఒకరికి సపోర్ట్ చేస్తాం, ఒకరికి సపోర్ట్ చేయం. సో జనరల్లీ వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్ అంటే మీరు సపోర్ట్ చేయకపోతే మీరు బయటికి రారు. అంటే ఒక అమ్మాయి తప్పు లేదు, టీచర్ స్టార్ట్ షంటింగ్ అట్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ గర్ల్. ద అదర్ గర్ల్ నోస్ that she has not done anything wrong. But what happens? The girl, even after knowing that this particular girl has not done anything wrong, the teacher is simply shouting at her. You don't tell teacher that ma'am, she has not done anything wrong. You are not supposed to shout at her. అంటే మీరు చెప్పాలనుకున్నా మీరు చెప్పలేరు. అంటే దిస్ ఇస్ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ సిచ్యుయేషన్. అంటే మీరు చెప్తే మళ్ళీ మీరు యూ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ విల్ గెట్ బ్లేమ్. యూ హ్యావ్ ఆల్ సచ్ ఫీలింగ్స్ ఇన్ యూ. సో దిస్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ సిచ్యుయేషన్. ఏంటంటే మనం చెయ్యాలనుకున్నా మన సిచ్యుయేషన్ కానీ మన మన అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ఆర్ మన ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, ఇఫ్ ఇట్ డజంట్ అలౌ యూ టు డూ అ పర్టికులర్ థింగ్, ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ విల్లింగ్ టు డూ ఇట్, దెన్ సచ్ సిచ్యుయేషన్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ హ్యాండిక్యాప్. మనము ఫిజికల్లీ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అంటాము, మెంటలీ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అంటాము. ఫిజికల్లీ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అంటే ఏంటి అంటే వాళ్ళు చెయ్యాలనుకుంటున్నారు కానీ అక్కడ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళలో ఉండే ఆ డిసెబిలిటీ ఈజ్ అ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ ఫర్ దెమ్. ఓకే, did you get it? Ma'am, how is it you are comparing this and that? Let me tell you, there are two instances. We say that he is physically handicapped. Ante enti, he is unable to walk. He is unable to walk because of his disability. So that is called as physical handicap. ఇక్కడ మనలో మనం అంటాం I am handicapped అన్నప్పుడు నేను ఏంటంటే నేను ఏదో ఒకటి చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను కానీ ఏంటంటే my family members or the situation is not allowing me to do the thing which I am interested to do. Then I say I am in a handicap situation. Did you get the difference actually? What I mean to say?
Yes, ma'am. But what
Yes,
is
ma'am.
the difference between disability and handicap, ma'am? Both are almost the same, no?
పర్మనెంట్ లాస్ అనేది ఇది. మీరు కొంచెం కాళ్ళు పోలియో ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి ఏమంటాం మనము? డిసెబిలిటీ అంటామా?
Handicap.
No,
అని మీరు అలా మీరు చేయలేరు. ఫిజికల్ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అంటే కాళ్ళు చేతులు సరిగ్గా యూజ్ చేయడానికి, సరిగ్గా అంటే ఏంటి 100% అక్కడ ఇది అవ్వకపోతే మనం ఏంటంటే అక్కడ ఇఫ్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ 100% ఇన్ కేస్ ఇఫ్ దే ఆర్ అనేబుల్ టు మేక్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ ఆర్గన్ ఆఫ్ ద బాడీ, దెన్ వి సే దట్ డిసెబిలిటీ. హ్యాండిక్యాప్ ఏంటంటే కొంతమంది ఏంటంటే కాళ్ళు ఇలా క్రాస్ పెడతారు, పోలియో ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, తర్వాత
disability of legs and
వాళ్ళని ఫిజికల్లీ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అంటాము.
And by born they will be handicapped, no ma'am? By born.
Few people are by born, few people over the period because of the deficiency వాళ్ళకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. We can't say all these things. And so అక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే బికాస్ మీ ఆ సివియారిటీని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని అది హ్యాండిక్యాపా లేదా డిసెబిలిటీ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ద కంప్లీట్ పర్మనెంట్ లాస్ ఆఫ్ ద పర్టికులర్ ఆర్గన్. అండ్ డిసెబిలిటీ అంటే ఏంటి? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ అది ఇంపైర్మెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి? డ్యామేజ్ టు ద టిష్యూస్. డిసెబిలిటీ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ద పర్మనెంట్. హ్యాండిక్యాప్ ఏంటంటే నేను చెయ్యాలనుకున్నా చెయ్యకపోతే, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as హ్యాండిక్యాప్. అండ్ లెట్ మీ టెల్ యూ, ఈవెన్ సమ్ టైమ్స్ వి సే ఫిజికల్లీ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అంటే తను చెయ్యాలని కాళ్ళు చేతులు లేని వాళ్ళు మైల్డ్ గా అక్కడ నార్మల్, అది నేను ఇది అంటాను లేదు, డిసెబిలిటీ అంటాను లేదు. ఫిజికల్ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అంటే ఏంటి? హీఈస్ డూయింగ్ 75% హీఈస్ ఏబుల్ టు డూ ద వర్క్, కానీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ నౌ హీ మే నాట్ బి ఏబుల్ టు వాక్ ప్రాపర్లీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ డిసెబిలిటీ, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ సిచ్యుయేషన్. చెయ్యాలనుకుంటాడు కానీ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ సపోర్టింగ్. సి, డోంట్ గెట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్. హ్యాండిక్యాప్ అనేది ఏంటంటే రెండు సిచ్యుయేషన్స్ లో యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఒకటి ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏదైనా చేయాలనుకున్నా నేను చేయలేకపోతే ఐఎమ్ ఇన్ హ్యాండిక్యాప్ సిచ్యుయేషన్, ఐఎమ్ విల్లింగ్ టు డూ, they are not allowing me to do. That is called as handicap situations. And one more thing is that the person may be 75%, he may be perfect, but because of that little what is that what is that damage done to his one of the organs of the body, he will not be able to do. అక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే, in case if the leg is not proper, if the hand is not proper, we said that is called as handicap, and because of that what is that damage done to his hand or leg, he is feeling handicap. అర్థం అయిందా లేదా మీరు చెప్పండి.
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sir, ma'am, got it.
Ma'am,
ఇప్పుడు
the
మీరు
name you said
tell me.
is Arunima Sinha ma'am.
That's what exactly.
She was
The other
traveling
day
in
she
the
came on a
train.
wheelchair.
Yes, she was traveling in the train. So some robbers attacked her, and while resisting, she robbers उसको ढकल दिया मैम.
She was there on the track for 2 days. ఏదో something I heard, Baba.
అయితే చాలా లెగ్ ఫ్రాక్చర్ అయిపోయింది, స్పైనల్ కార్డ్ కూడా ఇంజరీస్ వస్తే మళ్ళా తనకి హ్యాండిక్యాప్ లాగా ఫీల్ అయింది. సో మొత్తం నాకే హ్యాండిక్యాప్ చేసేసారు కదా దేవుడు. అయితే నేను ఏం చేస్తా అంటే మౌంట్ ఎవరెస్ట్ ఎక్కి చూపిస్తా అని మౌంట్ ఎవరెస్ట్ ఎక్కిందనమాట.
అదే, see, all God will give man. It's a God gift. People who attain few things, people who are who achieve very big what is that, to tasks, whoever is having a good talent, adanta God gift, like Balasubramanyam, Lata Mangeshkar. They are not that ordinary people like Amitabh Bachchan. He is a talented man. See, God has taken away his her legs, but still what is that
willpower,
the feeling, the willpower, that killer instinct in her, that I have to prove my worth, I have to prove myself. Even everything is proper in us. What is the thing you have achieved so far? What is the thing we have achieved? You tell me, what is the thing we have achieved so far? We are leading a normal life. See, I take class, you listen class, after this you have a cup of tea, then after that snacks, then dinner, that's all. What is the thing you have achieved so far? Nothing. అది ఏంటంటే మనలో that killer instinct, something to achieve. You don't strive, we people don't strive hard to earn success or gain success. We accept things as they come. We try to accept things as they come. We never try hard from our side to achieve anything. Is it am I correct or not?
That's true, ma'am.
Correct.
అబ్సల్యూట్లీ.
మనం అందరం ఈ పొజిషన్ లో ఉన్నాము అంటే మనకు టైం ఇచ్చిన ఇది, వాట్ ఎవర్ ద టైం హ్యాస్ గివెన్, వీ హ్యావ్ యాక్సెప్టెడ్ ఇట్. బట్ ఫ్రమ్ our side we haven't tried our best to achieve our goal or to achieve our destination, to reach our destination. For that purpose, people who have certain goals, people who have certain aims, really they strive hard to reach their destination. మనం అలా కాదు, మనం ఎక్కడున్నామో this is our destination, tomorrow where we will be, that is our destination. Time decides our destination, we don't decide our destination, and we don't decide our goal. And this is the drawback between people who have got good planning and who have certain goals, who have certain achievements in their life, rather than people who access things as they come. See, let me tell you, even most of the people, they don't struggle hard, they try to accept what the time gives them. But few people, they literally try hard, they see that whatever they want, they achieve within a given time. And for that purpose, few people are in very good position. And those people, they don't wait for the time, they move on. We people, we wait for the time. This is the difference between the most successful people and the normal people. Arthamaina? Followed?
Yes, ma'am.
లైఫ్ లో గోల్ పెట్టుకోవాలన్నా, హూవర్ ఇట్ మే బి. నేను చెప్తున్నాను కానీ ఐ షుడ్ సే ప్రాక్టీస్ అండ్ ప్రీచ్, బట్ స్టిల్ లెట్ మీ టెల్ యూ, బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ గోల్, కదా అందరికి గోల్ ఉంటుంది, కానీ మాక్సిమం ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు అచీవ్ సంథింగ్ ఇన్ యువర్ లైఫ్, you have to be in the same track. You don't wait for the time. Sometimes time will not give us all the things what you want. You have to make an effort from your side. then only you will achieve your goal. Otherwise it will be too late for you. Okay, see, మనం ఏంటంటే మనం చేసుకోకుండా some few things actually మనం what we have done, what mistakes we have done, see that you don't repeat in your kids case. You tell them, you guide them where you went wrong. Give living examples to your kids so that they understand actually empathy. వాళ్ళు తెలుస్తుంది. మీరు చూడమ్మా, మీరు ఇప్పుడు చాలా మంది ఏంటంటే నేను చిన్నప్పుడు ఇంకా బాగా చదువుకొని ఉంటే I would have been very good position, or if I would have done this, if I would have done that, you might have that feeling. So where you went wrong, actually what happened, what was the correct decision and what was the wrong decision what were the wrong decisions in your life. If you have a clear picture, then definitely you will be in a position to guide your kids well. Okay, now it's not a inclusive part. Now what are the services and this interventions ఏం లేదు అక్కడ, పెద్ద ఇది ఏం లేదు కానీ services and resources. Okay, fast. I'll give you only 5 points. What are the services? And to avoid harm to the academic education of students with disabilities, a fully what is that panoply of services and resources is required. So generally we have, in order to give them the complete education, in order to give them good education and proper education like the normal children, what sort of services and what sort of resources should be provided to the children with disabilities. First one, adequate support and services for the student. A student who is disabled, children with disability should be given adequate support and services. All the facilities should be given. Well designed individualized educational programs. వాళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని educational programs set చేయాలి. Professional development for all teachers involved, general and special educators alike. See, now the teachers, those who are dealing with the disabled children, they should be professionally good. They should have the idea, they should have taken training to teach such students. Time for teachers to plan, meet, create and evaluate the student together. See, like normal children, they cannot totally take all the disabled children into one umbrella. Or every child, especially every disabled child, is unique. So they have to meet, they have to plan, they have to create, and they have to evaluate every disabled child in a different way. Okay. Reduce class size based on the severity of the student needs. If the classroom is having minimum number of students, then the teacher will be able to focus on each and every disabled child individually. So definitely if the size of the class is less, then the attention of the child from the teacher side would be good. Okay, professional skill development in the areas of the cooperative learning, peer tutoring and adaptive curriculum, collaboration between parents, guardians, teachers. See, what happens ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే normal children లోనే మీరు చూడమ్మా, we have PTMs. So what is happening in the child's life, in the school, in the class, in the school premises that parents will be completely unaware of all these things, and how the child behaves at home, that parents will not come to know. So at times they do generally arrange for the PTM in order to know better about the child. Actually, where is he lagging behind? What is the area? Is he emotionally, he is not that emotionally good? Or see, there are n number of factors for learning. There are n number of factors for knowing about the child. So enti anedi teliyadaniki, for that purpose, the teacher, see, apart from the parents, apart from mother, the teacher is the next one who comes to know about the child's nature, attitude, behavior and everything. So if there is a collaboration between the parents and the guardians, teachers and the peer educators, specialists, administration and outside the agencies. So what I am talking about, inclusive children, disabled children గురించి మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు, here there should be a proper coordination and a collaboration between the parents and the teachers, parents of the disabled children and the teachers, and sometimes the guardians and the peer educators, specialists. Even the specialists sometimes they do teach the disabled children, then administration and outside agencies. So ikkada entante, in order to keep the disabled child on track, many people have to play a major role, where the parents, the teachers, the administrators, the specialists, okay, the peer educators, then even the outside agencies. Okay, sufficient funding so that the schools will be able to develop programs for students based on student need instead of availability of funding. Okay, so what happens, there should be a sufficient funding should be there. If the sufficient funds are there, the schools can organize many programs to develop to develop and to facilitate the needs for the disabled children. So these are the services and the resources. What are the services and the resources? Ante వాళ్ళకి adequate support ఇవ్వాలి, then well designed curriculum undali, professional development teachers undali, then teachers have to plan, they have to create, they have to evaluate the students, the class size should be very less. Okay, professionally skilled development teachers in every area should be there, there should be proper collaboration, and also the sufficient funding should be there. See, factors of inclusive education. In principle, several factors can determine the success. Generally what are the reasons, what are the factors for the successful inclusive classrooms? And family school partnership, there should be proper relation, the rapport between the family and the school should be good. Okay, collaboration between the general and the special educators, they should be a good in order to develop the child in a better way. There should be a proper collaboration between the general teacher and the special educator, so that they can come to know the inner child, the area or the things which the general teacher might have noticed, the special educator teacher might have not noticed. So there should be, for the betterment of the disabled child, there should be a proper collaboration between the general and the special educator. When well constructed plans that identify specific accommodations, modifications and goals for each student. Let me tell you, like you people, everyone have the same goal. Avuna kada? You people are come under the mainstream, your normal children all have the same goal. But let me tell you, every child is unique. The disabled child, knowing about the disability, okay, the child prepares a separate goal for each and the teacher prepares a separate goal for each and every disabled child. All the children will not have the same goals. It all depends upon the severity of the or the disability of the child. Do you accept?
Yes, ma'am.
కాదు. ఓకే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నార్మల్ ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మనం నార్మల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో you people, most of you are teachers or you have kids, okay, or you were teachers, whatever it may be. When you were dealing in the classroom, normal classroom lo, you will have 3 kinds of students: more than average, average and below average. So what happens is that you have a mindset that this child comes under the below average, this child comes under the average, and this child comes under the above average. So generally what happens is that you cannot below average unna vallani meer average ostene, what would be your goal for a child who is below average? You might be expecting out of 25, you might be expecting 18 or 19, because looking at his present position, what would be your goal, that if he scores then we can say that he is improving. So then the same more than average students, what would be your goal? More than average would be the child's goal. And me goal enti, in case if the child who is doing 20, who is scoring 20, then in case you in order looking at his present position, what would be what is the feeling you have in your mind? If the child scores more than 23 or if he scores 24, okay, fine, he is improving. అంటే మనము మన నార్మల్ స్టూడెంట్స్ లోనే we have certain categories, like a normal below average student ని మనం కొంచెం ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేసాం, ఇంతే కెపాసిటీ ఇంతే, కొంచెం ఓకే నో ప్రాబ్లం, హీ ఈస్ ఇంప్రూవింగ్. దెన్ యావరేజ్ వాళ్ళని కొంచెం ఇలా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తాం, ఓకే నో ప్రాబ్లం 23 అంటే షీఈస్ ఆర్ హీ ఈస్ ఇంప్రూవింగ్. ఇన్ ద సేమ్ మేనర్ the teacher, the general teacher and the special educated teacher, they have certain goals specially designed for different disabled child based on their disability. Do you accept or not? So think, and మీరు నేను ఏది చెప్పినా మీరు ఆలోచించండి, అది ఎలా అని ఆలోచించి మీరు మాట్లాడాలి, ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయితేనే మీరు ఆ పొజిషన్ ని ఊహించండి. ఏంటంటే ఒక అన్ని ఇప్పుడు ఒక ఇంక్లూజివ్ క్లాస్ లో disabled children ఉన్నప్పుడు teachers almost will all the disabled children will have the same goals set by the teacher? Just think and tell me. What happened?
No, ma'am.
You did not get my point. Will all the students, disabled students in a normal class, will have the same goal set by the teacher or the special educator, or the goals differ from child to child?
Differ, ma'am.
It differs, ma'am, based on their capacity and based on their view also.
Based on their capacity and based on their disability, the teacher decides the goal. Every child is unique, but when it comes to the disabled children, the teacher will know the disability of the child. The teacher will know the weakness and the strength of the child. So based on that, the teacher will have an idea regarding the goal that has to be achieved by the student. The same goals will not be given to all the disabled children. That goals will be decided based on the disability of the child. So this is all. So here, services and the resources. Okay, service means we have what sort of services should be given to the children. Okay, and what sort of resources should be provided. Okay, now here factors. What are the factors that are responsible or that are required for a successful inclusive education? Family school partnership. Okay, this is what well constructed plans that identify specific accommodations, modifications and goals for each student. Coordinating planning and communication between general and special needs. Okay, staff. See, I said that they should be a proper inclusive schools run avadam chala kashtam. Inclusive schools run avali ante there should be a proper coordination between the teacher and the management, teacher and the parents. There should be a good rapport between the teacher and the students, the general teacher and the special educated teacher, the teachers, the teachers and the society, the parents and the society. See, ఏంటంటే what happens is that everyone has to play their role for the success of the disabled child. అర్థమైందా? Even peer group will play very important role. Let me tell you, first mother, next teacher, third peer group. No?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, okay. Integrated service delivery, ongoing training and staff development, leadership of teachers and the administrators. See, what happens is that the teacher should be good. They should be good trained teachers. Okay. Then the administration of the school should be good. There should be proper coordination between the general and the special teachers. There should be plans. Okay. Then even the modifications and goals, specific accommodations, modifications and goals for each students. Okay. Then there should be a good relationship between the family and the school. These are the factors. Okay, inclusive school inclusive education successful kavali ante there are many people and there are many areas which have to be very successful, which have to be covered. Now, in general, for a successful inclusive education, there should be a proper. See, first and foremost, the school should have all the facilities. A school should be restructured in such a way according to the needs of the disabled children. There should be special classrooms, separate desks, okay, ramps undali, washroom separate library, and all the activities that are taken for normal children, even that we should have arranged in such a way that even the disabled children will take part. Okay, there should be a proper not only the disabled children know regarding the disability, but even the peer group should have an idea regarding the strength and weakness of the disabled children, because if what type of disability, what happens, even the peer group. So based on the now, in case if the peer group have an idea, normal children, if they have an idea about the disability of the child, they might help the disabled children in a proper way. Okay, so there should be a proper relationship between there should be a good relation between the disabled children and the normal children. The staff should know about the strength and weakness of the disabled children. The teacher should know the strength and weakness. The special educator, the management, the society, the parents. So if everyone collaboratively, if they work together, then definitely it will be the inclusive education at the end of the day would be very successful one. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, shall I take role of education institutions and teachers in inclusive education, or shall I take it tomorrow? Because hardly 1 hour I have taken, I suppose. You tell me, what is inclusive education? Now, huh? Anyone? Why strength is going down? Now it is 20. I don't know why. Morning, what was the strength? If that is the case, then I'll shift to 10 o'clock. Then I'll ask principal sir to take at 3 o'clock. I request, sir, in my class no one is turning up. Only in your class the students are turning up. What does it mean? The criteria, where is it? It depends upon the faculty or the timing. I want to check. What happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Impairment, disability, handicap. What happened? Why this afternoon session? See, you have no other option. You have to attend this session because morning already 2 hours you people are packed. 10 to 11, 11:30 sir is taking. Again from 12 to 1:30, 7th ma'am is taking. So in between you need gap for your family. You have to do all the other works. For that purpose I have decided to take at 3 o'clock, which is appropriate to you and which is appropriate to me. But look at the strength. Hardly it's 20, 19. What is the matter?
Somebody is leaving due
Ma'am,
to some reasons, ma'am, but daily we have more than 25% attendance.
మీరు 1 hour can't you people stay in one place?
Ma'am,
See, I'm
actually,
not taking.
Sirisha ma'am, son having some exam, ma'am, and one more member also asked the permission in the chat, like Deepthi ma'am. Ma'am, relatives came. I need to leave. Maybe, yeah.
See, I don't. Cell is not with me. I have not seen it. But this is what actually I am not able to follow. Why the strength is going on 20, 25, where 36 and where 20 men?
Nothing happens, ma'am. एक बार होता है. मैं भी 10 मिनट नैप ले लिया था.
Only today only, ma'am. Daily we have nearly 28 members to 30 members, ma'am.
సరే నేను అనుకున్నా ఫస్ట్ నేను స్టార్టింగ్ ఎక్కువ తీసుకుంటున్నాను కాబట్టి మైట్ బి ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ మచ్ టైమ్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ వర్క్ విల్ బి ఎట్ హాల్ట్ సో అందుకనేసి హార్డ్లీ ఐ హావ్ స్టార్టెడ్ ఎట్ 3:35 I suppose. This admit and all is the duty of my son. I said okay, when all the students come you just call me, I said. So after 20 students came, then he said mummy everyone has come. Then I joined at 3:10 according to my laptop timing. Now it's 4:20. So 1 hour 10 minutes, okay, gossip. Hardly 1 hour I might have taken. But फिर भी क्या है मैं ज़्यादा भी नहीं बोल रही. Even I am not taking much of the portion because I have ample of time. I don't want to be in a hurry at the end of the day. I said na 1 hour 15 minutes. If you understand, it's more than enough in case of inclusive. I don't want you to. I am not expecting much from you. I don't want you to know each and every point what I am saying. In general, if you have understand what are the factors, what are the resources, what are the different types of barriers you have, that is more than sufficient in general and from the examination point of view. Understood? Because I know it's inclusive. सुनने वाले पागल, बोलने वाले पागल at the end of the day. Okay. Yeah, tell
Ma'am,
me.
Shashank is helping you in taking attendance, ma'am.
Not Shashank, Baba. Shrikar, because the elder one actually today he came late because he had his exam. So from Ghatkeshwar, by the time he came, it was 2:30, 2:45, I suppose. The younger one, he knows how to send link. He does all the thing. Okay, because he gets time. And see, my younger one is so cunning that I'll be busy with 1 hour over here with you people. He'll be using my phone.
Okay, ma'am.
So 1 hour he'll get a chance.
He's like
to
second Nitesh, ma'am, for you. He's like second Nitesh.
Yeah. Both are Nitish only. My elder one, he is very good at doing all these things. I come here, I take the book, I tell the class, then I said, okay, close. That is my duty. Rest of the thing they do it. As of now, they are doing it. I don't know. In case once if he starts going to college, it would be difficult for me. Okay, Joby. Then tomorrow I'll take class at same time. Shall I wind up or shall I continue?
Yes, ma'am. You can.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, I'll take at 3 o'clock. I don't want to take much of your time because 1 hour is more than sufficient because already you had 2 classes in the morning hour. Morning session you had 2 classes. So 1 hour, 15 minutes more than enough. We shouldn't take. Otherwise, really it will become inclusive class. Okay?
A small request, like you can send any of the ఇంక్లూజివ్ గురించి ఏమైనా వీడియోస్ ఉన్నాయి లేకపోతే ఏమైనా పర్సనాలిటీస్ ఉన్నారు అంటే మీకు తోచిన వాళ్ళు యూ కెన్ సెండ్ ద యూట్యూబ్ లింక్ ఇన్ ద గ్రూప్ మ్యామ్ సో దట్ వీ కెన్ వాచ్ అండ్ వీ కెన్ ఇన్స్పైర్.
Yeah, definitely. This part of the research, everywhere you do it.
Okay.
Even I'll do it. See, people who were because of the personal reasons or they might because of the situations, okay, if at all they have met with an accident, okay. So people who are really handicapped or disabled, if they have achieved, like we have many personalities, man. Okay, I shall let you know. I'll send you the link. We have many personalities. Even after the disability, I'm not telling handicap. Even after severe disabilities, they have achieved few things in their life. They have achieved their goals in their life. So, in case if you happen to come across, if you happen to go through the stories, the struggle, what they have faced during their lifetime to reach their goals, then definitely let me tell you that would be an inspiration. Okay, even from your side, you give a try. We'll see. Okay, even I'll give a try. Means I have an idea. Just I have to search. మీరు అలా ఏదైనా ఉంటే చూడండి అమ్మా. అంటే ఏంటంటే డిసెబిలిటీ ఉన్నా వాళ్ళు ఏదైనా అచీవ్ చేసిన వాళ్ళు ఎలా అచీవ్ చేశారు. జస్ట్ నో హీ సెడ్ నా Nitish, that lady regarding that particular lady who met with an accident and all, who has lost her legs. So Allah, disability unna, if they happen to achieve certain goals, they definitely want role models. And role models not only for the normal children but also for the disabled children. Looking at them, they get strength. This is what actually Nitish means. Okay, if you have idea, if search cheyandi, మీకు లింక్స్ వస్తే గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టండి. ఓకే,
యా మ్యామ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే, this is the assignment and the project work that is being assigned to you. So I am giving you 3 days time. Okay, 3 days, today is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, Thursday tak. Friday you have to send me the link. Okay, from my side I'll send and from your side. Till Thursday don't send the link. Let me see. Okay, Thursday just give a try.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see how things will work. Otherwise, okay, no problem. Tomorrow I'll tell you regarding
one more
this. Okay?
we need to tag inclusive education after before sharing the video so that the subject will get highlighted like that.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Now inclusive will be the highlight, Baba.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I'll end up the session.
Sangamitra ma'am want to talk maybe.
Yeah, Sangamitra, tell me.
Nothing,
Hey,
ma'am.
Baba, you are at liberty. Yeah, tell me, Sangamitra.
No, ma'am, nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing,
And anyone
ma'am.
else? See, everyone you should speak out, not only regarding inclusive, this or that, something if I... Let me tell you, actually, recently, I don't know, today is not a good day for me. See, not for me in the sense, no, morning only I heard some 2 bad news. One was the neighbor's servant, actually she was very good in the sense she was quite sober. So the other day only I spoke to her, then she said, no, I'm busy. I told her to do some work. She said, Ledu naku veelu kaadu. She said, okay, fine, I said. So her husband, actually, he was not feeling well for the past 10 days, it seems. I don't know why this ignorance. He actually, he could observe some swelling in his body, throughout his body. So generally what happens, swelling vachindante enti infection, body lo infection unnattu. So see, some people actually the ignorance or careless o manam cheppalem. So that person, what did he went to his village and he has taken some painkillers, it seems. And to what extent the body has swollen, do you know that he was unable to put on his slippers? Antavaraku swelling vachindi. Okay. సో జనరల్ ఏంటంటే స్వెల్లింగ్ వచ్చిందంటే కిడ్నీస్ ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటే స్వెల్లింగ్ వస్తుంది అంటారు. ఓకే ఫైన్. అది ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఆల్సో Shraddha, tell me.
Our side they said that men should not get swelling. That is a very bad indication because if they get, they may not survive. My dad's big brother got swelling, and later on his kidneys got affected, and is no more now because of that. So we are
Generally, see, nothing should happen to our body. It's body mechanism is like that. That if something happens, again you could see that the impact. Okay. See, for the past 10 days, he was unable. He was not eating properly. It seems. So, and he was not telling anyone. He did not tell anyone. Even he did not tell his wife that something is happening. Something is happening in he could feel some change in his body. So the other day, actually, because of low BP, he fell unconscious. It seems. So he was taken to Kamneni. There, Kamneni people, Kamneni Hospital. అక్కడ వెళ్ళామంటే రావడం డౌటే. I have such feeling regarding Kamneni. I don't know. This is my.
It's true, ma'am.
By looking at that hospital only, అక్కడ 50% పోయిన వాళ్ళు 100% పోతారు. Only once I have visited, Baba. Okay. Then that fellow, he went to Kamneni, and morning 8 o'clock he went. Until 3:30, they did not even treat. They did not even look. They did not look the patient. Okay. And what happened? Do you know that it was not a mild fever or anything? So something serious was there, and these people actually, and these nowadays actually most of the people go to Kamneni because health card, Arogya stay, this stay, that stay ani veltaru. Okay, well in room. Then అక్కడ వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత 3 days ICU లో పెట్టాలి అంటే per day you are supposed to pay 50,000, they said. And these people actually servants అంటే they cannot afford. So someone actually, a known person, he said that no, you better go to Omni. So from Kamneni they shifted to Omni. From then that person he called our neighbor. Then our neighbor called that person actually who has suggested to go to Omni. Do you know that his heart actually, all the walls were damaged, and because of that, since there was no proper pumping of the blood and all his organs were damaged. And within a span of in the evening he was shifted from Kamneni to Omni, and at night 12 o'clock he collapsed. MRI scan తీయించుకోండి అంటే he neglected. See, it's at the end of the day fate, destiny, no one can change. But see, అంటే at least to some extent you should be aware what is happening, what changes could you feel in your body. ఇప్పుడు స్వెల్లింగ్ వచ్చింది అంటే అది it's not a good sign కదా. స్వెల్లింగ్ రావద్దు, ఫేస్ లో స్వెల్లింగ్ కానీ సంథింగ్ ఏదో ఇలా హెడ్ రీలింగ్ అవన్నీ అలా ఉండదు. ఇప్పుడు మనం తినము, sometimes we'll be on fast. We get the reeling sensation. Okay, since you are fast, okay, that reeling sensation ఉంటుంది. You know the reason for that. But this fellow for the past 10 days, God only knows. And today morning, my uncle who is in Bangalore, okay, on Saturday till 12 o'clock, he was playing with his, playing in the sense he was enjoying with his family, playing carom, cards, these, that, and that. At 12 o'clock, I don't know, and he could feel some uneasiness in his body, it seems. The other day, actually, they were cleaning the house, and he was allergic to dust. So he started actually sneezing, coughing, and everything. So then after that, actually, he was okay. Then after 12 o'clock, he was feeling uneasy. He said that, no, I am unable to breathe properly. Immediately, he was taken to the hospital, and they made use of that oximeter. And do you know that in that the reading it had shown is 44. How much it should be? It should be more than 90.
95 plus.
Right now, my father is also facing same issue. COVID patient also, they say that we have to monitor the oxygen, so we purchase that at home. Pulsometer. So it shows 90, 95 above. Below 60, it is not good. The person cannot survive. It should be above 90.
Mine was 98, Shraddha. Mine was 98. My goodness, I said no problem because I shout a lot. So everything is good oxygen only. Then my uncle actually, that what happened, then 12 o'clock they took him to the hospital. At 2 o'clock what they said was that no oxymeter, the oxygen levels are 45, so we have to give him injections. So 25,000 per injection, 25,000 actually. Now at a time 2 injections they have given. Then at 2 o'clock they said that okay, from 45 to 75 he is improving. Then immediately at 2:30 he collapsed.
Why, ma'am? When it is improved, then how it?
We don't know. Might be the thing is that his lungs might have got affected. We don't know. And he was so normal that he told his son to get his mobile and watch. Here I cannot see anything. You go. And that only his son and himself they went to hospital. Okay. So by the time the son went to his house to get his mobile and watch, as soon as he left, might be he has collapsed. So after that they kept on trying his contacts and nothing. In the evening they came to know. At 3 o'clock actually 3:30 they have declared him dead. Then at 4:30 cremation. In generally in our families, Brahmins, they don't cremate. They don't bury. Okay. This electric cremation will not be done in our families. Since he is a COVID patient, at least they have showed him the face, it seems. Otherwise, completely some PPT, all the doctors, they made use of all the things. But still, the body was not handed over to his family members. So this is bad. I don't know. In Bangalore, it is very high, it seems. I don't know. Death rate is also more. God only knows. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Here they are recovering. Like they are treating. My father-in-law discharged just yesterday. So they are treating her good only. And later on, after going home also, we are supposed to be quarantined for at least 10 to 14 days. And with medication.
Shraddha, where are you now? Where are you?
At my place, ma'am.
And how about your in-laws? Where are they?
They stay at near university, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
I stay at Kathigura. We just suddenly went to see them. So at that time, my father-in-law and my sister-in-law detected with COVID positive.
And let me tell you, this person for the past 6 months, not even once he went out, it seems. Not even once he went out. And God only knows how he got it.
How could be this, ma'am?
Yeah.
See, it's not compulsory that only we go out, we get it. Even if someone comes from outside, and in case if he doesn't have proper immunity level, then he would be the first person to get in contact with that.
But ma'am, if you have a allergy with the dust, and if you are in contact with the dust at home also, your lungs get infected, because only COVID-19 test doesn't prove that you are a COVID-19 patient. Because if you go for a test, they test you and it is a small kit, we get a pregnancy kit. That is a small kit that only we'll get to know within 5 minutes that if you are negative or positive. After that, again, we are supposed to go for CT scan. In CT scan, they will show that what kind of and what level of infection is there in your lungs. So my father-in-law had 5 level. We all had 0 and negative. So that after that only they would admit us. Otherwise, they won't admit. We need to have all that things to be submitted. Then only they take it. They take them as a COVID-19 patient. And medicine only costs 20,000 to 30,000, ma'am.
Yeah, good package it seems. 25 to
total
30,000.
cost around 3,50,000 like.
God only knows, Baba. I don't know what.
No, ma'am, in hospitals they are doing very much high.
If we tested positive also, we should not go to